Yeah, well, transparency is our top value and always has been for AU. Again, circling back to like most of my, can I swear on this?
Yeah,
thing?
fucking oath.
Oh, cool. Because I always say most of my competitors are dog cunts,
Yeah.
and they'll just like pull the wool over their eyes of their clients of like just throwing buzzwords and jargon and acronyms at them that they don't understand just to make themselves sound clever. They like won't. They'll report on all results and not just attributed results, which is like that's not
So skewed.
Yeah, right. So transparency was like the top value.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. It's Reese here, and I'm joined here by Brandon Willington. Welcome.
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody. What's going on, man? Why are you in Melbourne? Let's talk about that first.
So I spent last week in New Caledonia on like a little bit of a retreat with a bunch of other business owners that have far more experience and make fucking way more money than me as well. So that was a really cool learning experience. And then there's no like direct flights from there to Perth, obviously. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go to Melbourne. I got like a bunch of mates here. And then we're running some workshops for my digital marketing agency, and we just call them the With You workshops because I'm hell creative with names.
As you will learn.
Yeah. So I was already booked here for a couple of days. We had a Perth one lined up in like December, and then I was like, fuck it, let's just do one while I'm here. That sounds like fun. So I flew over two of my team members, Nick and Joseph. I'm like, let's just find a venue and do one. We've got enough leads in the database that want it. So yeah, we're doing a workshop. We had day one yesterday, which is really good. We got day two in like 2 hours after this pod. And then I'll be in the Gold Coast. I'll be going to the Gold Coast tomorrow, and I'll be back to Perth on Sunday.
Sick. Pretty busy, man.
Yeah.
Moving fast.
It's going well.
Go getter.
Yeah, and I fucking hate planes, and I had to get so many recently.
Wait, why the fuck do you hate planes?
They're
Are you
just
12?
It's just a fucking metal tube just hurtling through the fucking sky with like recycled air. It sucks. Like the food's awful.
Yeah, okay, fuck, I'll pay that. Recycled air. That's great. All right, man. So you briefly touched on where you, obviously, a digital marketing agency. Where did that come from? Where did it start? Why did it start? Give everyone the brief backstory, and then we'll dive into some business shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So I used to be a DJ. Let's not talk about that.
We'll put a little ding.
The next logical kind of step after that was like promoting events, and I got into marketing because I don't have any fucking friends, so I needed to figure out how to get strangers to come to parties with Facebook ads.
Yep.
And then that kind of like delved more, and I just like hyper obsessed over like Facebook ads and things like that. I used to do shit like I could target people in specific buildings. So like if I had like a competitor, I could do like competitor nightclubs and like send them an ad that was like, hey, like if you screenshot this and show it at the door, I'll buy you a drink.
That's fucking genius.
Poach them from other people's clubs. And then just started like getting clients who were like weren't promoting events and getting into like the more, I suppose, regular kind of business space. And then I was freelancing for a bit. Then I got Nick as my first team member. Then Joseph as my second team member. And then I was like, man, it's weird when people ask you where you work, you say my full name. So we should come up with a name. And I've told this story a couple of times. I'll keep it short. Where you actually wasn't going to be a digital marketing agency. I was going to make an app. Well, my friend was going to make an app, which was just rather than drunk text messaging your friends where you, which was my most commonly sent one, that and WYD. There'd just be an app that would like ping what nightclub your friends are at. I thought it was a brilliant idea. Fucking awful. We didn't bother making it, obviously, but I had the Fiverr. I had the logo pack made on Fiverr already. I already owned the domain name, and when we were trying to come up with a name, I was like, "Fuck it, let's just use that." It kind of makes sense because it's like we find where your next customer is. Yeah. So we used that, and the name stuck. And yeah, so about 2.5 years ago, we started the brand and the company, and we've grown since then. We've got clients in I don't know how many fucking different industries. I think we've managed a couple $1 million of ad spend in the last 2 years, just turning more clicks into customers. And yeah, now we're expanding with workshops because like the done for you agency services are cool. Yeah. But what would also be fucking sick is if just me and my friends just like flew around Australia and did workshops, which is basically just like a digital marketing tour, which sounds like fun. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So that's going to be a big focus for us next year. It's just like every quarter we're going to do like 4 or 5 cities and just fly around to these workshops and just like fly around and travel with my friends and have fun. Sounds like fun. So
sick. Well, that's I'm excited to see where this goes, man. I think it's gonna be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people at home may recognize you from one particular ad. I want to talk about it because I think the idea is fucking genius, and I'd assume it's probably been one of the biggest like returns of your time.
Yeah, totally.
So, what ad am I talking about?
Yeah, so there's an ad on Facebook. This isn't the hoodie I was wearing, but basically it's like, I think it opens with like, this is the billionth time I've had to record this fucking ad, and it's promoting a lead magnet. I was just grumpy at the time because me and a girlfriend just broke up. Probably the most financially biggest return I've ever had from a breakup, because usually it's the other way around.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know if don't bother putting the ad up because I don't want to watch it for another 1,000th time. But yeah, basically just like promoting this lead magnet. Like, you don't need to fucking download it. If you want to talk to us about doing it for you, you can, but you don't have to. You're a fucking grown up, make your own decisions. That's more or less what I said. And the internet's a mean place, but that has thousands of comments and like 4 of them are mean.
Yeah. Why do you think? All right. So why do you think that is? Because I think with marketing, obviously, I think we don't need to fucking even like try and explain it. Marketers get a bad rap.
Yeah, totally.
Massively bad rap, and they seem seedy. They seem fucking forceful, and like the seedy salesman.
Yeah.
Why do you think going down the other road, like with the sarcasm, the self-deprecation, etc., actually helps?
Well, it was the authenticity. So I really didn't put any planning into that. I think if you watch the editing, you can see like I really jump around. I was just basically ranting at the camera, and then I just edited it afterwards, and it worked out. And then when that worked out, I was like, oh, like, yeah. And then I looked at it, and I was like calling out all the shit that they used to saying. It's like a course that like 997 course, like course that ends at a 7. You reckon there's going to be like a 1-click upsell on the second page and blah, 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 blah. All the stuff that they're used to doing, which I think is really fucking cringe. It's just age, just like fashion. It'll probably come back in time, but it had its time 5 years ago. And I was just calling out all that shit, and, you know, agency has like a bad rep now. Like I always like, I'm fucking every time someone asks me what I do for work, I'm like, like another digital marketing agency. Yeah. And people are just tired of that. You know, like fashion, things go out of fashion, and there has to be something new and trendy. And if you can just be authentic and connect with people, I think that shows online as it would in person. But yeah, I think that's why that ad was so successful. Was just real.
Yeah. How do you think like is that something that you've started to try and apply to like other companies that you work with within that you are actually clients of yours, to try and not that way, but like how do you start to like go down the road of authenticity and marketing further?
Yeah, well, transparency is our top value and always has been for a year. Again, circling back to like most of my, can I swear on this?
Yeah,
thing?
fucking oath.
Oh, cool. Because I always say most of my competitors are dog cunts.
Yeah,
and they'll just like pull the wool over their eyes of their clients of like just throwing buzzwords and jargon and acronyms at them that they don't understand just to make themselves sound clever. They like won't. They'll report on all results and not just attributed results, which is like, that's not
so skewed.
Yeah, right. So transparency was like the top value. Like all of our reports are essentially fucking hand counted by Joseph. It would make sense for me to pay $20 a month for a subscription to just auto generate a report, but it's not as accurate as if Joseph like goes through, screens everything, checks analytics, double checks everything. Takes about 20 or 30 minutes of labor to do a single report, but at least the client knows that they can fucking trust us.
Yeah.
And whenever there are discrepancies in results, we underreport ourselves as opposed to over-reporting. They get like an onboarding call for their report so they know what all the squiggly lines means and all the acronyms. They can, if they want a report on something else, we just fucking do it for them so they have the data they can interpret into meaningful information.
Yep. Okay, cool. So like moving forward, like the digital marketing agency or even just digital marketing in general, the landscape's clearly changing. Probably has changed a lot over the last 2 years just due to what like businesses have gone through. What have you noticed now that like small business and startup businesses that are trying to scale could start to implement through digital marketing? What are some of the changes that you've noticed that are the massive ones that we need to pay attention to?
Honestly, one of the biggest opportunities right now, I know this gets said a lot, one of the biggest opportunities right now is TikTok. Yep. Whoever figures out TikTok in their industry first is going to make so much more fucking money than their competitors that won't even be a fair fight anymore.
Okay, why?
I'll give you a good example. The CPMs are so fucking low. So I used to run a DJ school like 2 years ago. I stopped running it because like I don't want to fill the world with more DJs. And then so he'd learned to DJ clubs in an actual club. We had like 5 locations in 3 cities. I grew up really, really quickly during COVID as well. And it was my actual main motivation was all my DJ friends lost their work and I wanted to supplement their income. And so once I got all the jobs back, I was like, you don't need this anymore. And then the primary advertising channel was Facebook and Instagram. 18 to 24-year-olds that wanted to DJ in clubs.
Yep.
Cost per lead was like $20. And then I stopped it. Our CPA, I can tell you all the numbers. Like our cost per lead was $20. Cost per cold booking was $70. We closed 50%, so it was like a $140 CPA. The course was like $2,000.
So you're still getting like decent rise on it.
It operated about 45% margin across its whole lifetime.
Yeah.
Anyway, so cost per lead $20. My friend started a DJ school, and because I wasn't trading anymore, I just did the ads for him. Good mate, so I want to do well. And I'm like, dude, I can speed run this for you because I just cloned the funnels. I cloned all the funnels, did the same ads. Cost per lead for him was $80. The CPMs on Facebook had just increased so much, and the conversion tracking just got so shitty that it was just $80 now. I ran $80 a lead for a week, and I was like, well, that's shit. It's not where it needs to be. Went to TikTok, got him down to $20 the same day.
Fuck, okay. And that's with the same content?
Yeah. I actually just tested TikTok with the Facebook content just to see if it would work with like content not for TikTok. It still worked, and then once it did, I was like, all right, cool, now I need actual TikTok content.
Yep.
And then ran that, and we just did like TikTok lead generation forms, so the on-platform lead forms. The conversion tracking on TikTok is awful. Don't do that. It's like fucking shit now. But if you're a service-based business and you need to collect leads, TikTok's on-platform leads, like, fuck me, it's cheap.
Really?
Yeah, I'm literally like trying to come up with businesses that I can just run TikTok lead forms for.
Yeah, okay. So with that then, like, other than TikTok, how do we actually look that into the real world of actionables? Because like there's a lot of shit that you and I know that as business owners, like people don't do.
Yeah.
And they fucking just like, rely exclusively on media.
Yeah.
And that's one of the leverage points. What have you found that's like actually helped you create some success like outside of media? Like is it time? Is it capital? Is it like fucking tech? Like,
so many things I can talk about. I want to talk about tech. I'm kind of preaching the choir talking to you, but like, you know, there's so many like systems, and every single manual human action is just another potential point for failure or just not doing it because we're humans and we're lazy. I was actually talking to someone from a workshop yesterday. She runs an agency, and she asked me, she was like, what was the pivotal point for your agency growing? And I thought about it, and it was like, when we got High Level, which is like a CRM platform that tries to compete with like ClickFunnels and Calendly, and it's like,
one-stop shop.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. Once I got that, it automated so much of our sales process because literally like it was just one click that I did if someone showed to an appointment or not, and everything else happened automatically. And we can deal with the volume of like dozens of leads a day, and I don't know how to do anything except hop onto the Zoom call and sell them the stuff. It automated so much of the process. I think we doubled in size like the month that we.
And does that, so like, let's just a little plug, but more so like, just so we can understand the mechanisms of action, does that actually like help nurture leads and actually pull them through that pipeline?
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, if I don't have a high level affiliate link, but like, well, I do, but I'm not going to send it. But basically the pitch for High Level is it's like a one-stop shop for your funnels, your SMS nurture sequences, your email sequences, your booking calendars, your Zoom calls, your pipeline management. You can manually SMS people, manually call people, add notes, all that good stuff. It's essentially like an all-in-one CRM platform. Really fucking good.
The reason I asked that though, why is all that important?
Oh, that's all important because it automates so much of the fucking process because you just... I'm actually doing a presentation on this like in a couple hours, but like not everyone is going to fuck you on the first date. A very small portion of your audience is either digitally promiscuous enough or solution desperate enough that they will just book the call straight away.
Yep.
The rest are just kind of like in research mode, and so by not nurturing them with like SMS nurture sequences and emails and like touching base every week or something like that, you're just leaving money on the table. So most of the sales that I'm doing right now, I can see in the CRM, they came from like 18 months ago.
Yeah.
They just got hit by an email at the right time.
Yeah. So I think that's something that we should probably dive into, pipeline management. because you obviously do it a lot for a lot of people. What are some of the pitfalls and what are some of the bottlenecks? When
Not having one. Doing it in a Google spreadsheet doesn't fucking count.
No, it does not. Fuck that. Fuck spreadsheets, man. Spreadsheets.
Just like the general rule of thumb is if a human has to do it, eventually it's not going to get done.
Yeah, or it'll be too fucking slow.
It'll be too slow. It won't get done. It'll get done wrong. You'll update the wrong thing. And then those mistakes will compound over time. So every single lead, you can do it with 1 to 10 leads, but when you're dealing with 6,000, which we have in our CRM right now, fuck that. I can't even get a VA in the Philippines to do that for me. I need a robot.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. Okay, so what are some of the bottlenecks in pipeline management that you've seen, or in business structure in general?
Well, one, they don't really have a well thought out sales process. Mm-hmm. That's a very common one. They pick the wrong tech and they try to. Actually, a really common one is they just cheap out on the software.
Yeah,
they don't really see it as an investment. I know I've been talking about high level. Right now, we're in the process of getting HubSpot, which for us is going to be $4,000.
Same.
Yeah. It's fucking expensive, right? But we're at the point now where we can see the investment, we can see the return on it. High level got us a return, but now there's so much shit going on in it because we're growing that we're just breaking high level because it's kind of janky and it's pulling a lot of data, and we have so much data in there that sometimes it's just not loading for us. Mm-hmm. And so swapping to HubSpot just I can't click. That's why I had to make that sound. There you go. It will speed up the whole process. We'll just squeeze more out of the pipeline because we won't be leaving missed out opportunities or lost opportunities. We know exactly where everything is, so we can make decisions based on data and not just, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask you a question. How resistant were you to that price point of HubSpot?
I'm so fucking impulsive that I think we're the same. Likewise. We were talking about it before. Yeah. I saw the price. I was like, fuck it. It sounds like fun. I'm also a bit of a sales nerd, so I'm gonna use it all the time. It looks sick. Yep. So for me, it was just whatever. We'll make it work.
Yeah. I very much have a similar concept or similar thought process when it comes to any sort of expense. It's just we'll fucking figure it out.
Yeah. Let it rip.
Okay. So most people aren't like us. Most people aren't like us, where they can just go, let's fucking figure it out and let's go.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, fucking oath. But if someone is a little bit more price resistant to tech or to systems or to software in general, what are some of the things that you think what are some of the things that you've implemented that make it work that actually return so you can actually get the cool shit? What's going on, everyone? Hope you're well. I won't keep you too long. I know you're hopefully enjoying the podcast. And if you are, let us know. It would be really greatly appreciated if you can jump on, give us a quick 5-star review. You don't even need to stop listening to the show. If you're on Spotify, you can do it in less than 10 seconds. And it does help the show grow a lot. It helps us, get a bit of confirmation bias that we're doing the right thing. And just to say thank you, if you guys do that, we're going to be picking one person every month to guest spot on the podcast that has shared, liked, commented, subscribed, and interacted with what we do. Big thank you. Let's get back to it.
I would just dip your toes in. Mm-hmm. I would spend a lot of time doing research on what's right for you, given what your needs are. So that means that I'm just thinking out loud here through the process. That means that firstly, you need to get clear on what it needs to do. And then only once you got to figure out where you're going before you figure out the plan to get there. So once you figure out, all right, I need email nurture sequences and I need a calendar booking widget. Oh yeah, I need to build landing pages as well. Just go out and find the right solutions for that. Do the price shopping, but don't try and lower your price sensitivity.
Yep.
Everything's got a free trial. Usually it's 30 days. Yeah. So give it a shot.
Before you can use another email.
Yeah, exactly. Just fucking make a bunch of dummy Gmail accounts. Yeah. One of the things I learnt, this probably doesn't answer the question of people that want to get into it, but we just paid someone to set up HubSpot for us.
Yeah.
Because I was just look, man, I could work this out myself. It's going to take me a bunch of time and I'm probably going to find a bunch of mistakes in 3 months' time that cost me some money. Yeah. So I was found an agency. I was you guys have done this a billion fucking times. What do you need? And just worked with them directly to give us what we need in the first go and not, 7 months later after stumbling through the process.
Yeah. What's the saying? Pay once, cry once.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Man, I fucked up. I got this. I literally was to Pat when we were setting this place. All right, what do we need? What do we fucking need? And Pat's a bit of a fucking geek, and he's oh, we need this, we need this, we need this, and the fucking list of shit coming to $25,000.
Yeah,
and I was maybe not. And we got these shitty mics, we got shitty cameras, and within a month, I fucking bought them all new shit anyway, and it like cost me double. Yeah. So yeah, pay once, cry once.
I like that. So I haven't heard that one before. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's so much like I need to apply it in so many avenues. But
yeah, bro, they print more money every fucking day. You just got to figure out how to get someone to give it to you.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so you said sales pipeline or sales process. Yeah. You're obviously a bit of a sales nerd.
Yeah.
What are some of the processes that you've embodied that actually helped you guys grow?
Man, I'll talk about the institute sales process because it was fucking hot.
Yeah,
it was like there was a whole semester I closed 100%.
Fuck,
it's like 16 out of 16. Okay, so we had a team of like 4 or 5 now. I'm trying to remember. No sales experience, let alone phone sales experience, closing like 50-60%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that just through to the process?
Yep. I just gave them the process. It was basically just like introduce them, get them to remember like when did you decide you want to become a DJ, and then like get them to remember a specific memory, then go into their short-term goals, which they write into the application form, their long-term goals that they write into the application form. By the way, every single one of their conversations is exactly the same. I want to play in a club. Cool. Then you get them to name 3 really specific clubs. Why are those ones? Oh, I saw Wilco, the emo DJ, get really drunk and it looks like fun. Oh, awesome. I know him. He's in the other room. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Long-term goal, they want to play in festivals, but usually they aim really, really short. So I go, hey man, when we're talking about long-term goals, we're talking about like 5-10 years. What are you almost embarrassed to tell me you want to do? And they go, oh, I want to tour the world. Yeah. Cool. Why? What does that look like? Blah, blah, blah. Then you go into the away from motivators, and I would tell a story that was like, oh, so my last real, I don't want to say the whole thing because I've said it like 1,000 times. My last real job was I was a waiter. I hated it, blah, 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 blah. Had to quit the job, became a DJ, and then DJ was barely like paying the bills, so I had this away from motivator that was brand. You had to make this DJ thing work, or else you're gonna go back to a job that you fucking hate. And that was my big away from motivator. If I asked you the same question, what would you say? And they go, oh, I also hate my job. Everyone actually gives the same kind of question.
Yeah.
Then you give the like pitch of like, oh, okay, so given all of that, you sound like a good fit. Don't tell them the features of the course. I actually didn't know what was in the syllabus. It was my company.
Why do I? Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Bro, I don't like, if you ask me what's in week 1, I'm like, oh, I don't know. No one asks because all they're thinking emotionally, like, system 1, system 2, thinking fast, thinking slow, red brain, green brain, logical thinking and then emotional thinking. Yeah. The whole thing, they're just talking about all their emotions of I want to be DJ and I hate my job and blah, 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 blah. And then you give them the pitch, and then you do there was one thing that I don't like scripts, but there was one part of the script that the sales reps had to say pretty much word for word. I was like, all right, you sound like a great fit. Next semester starts on date. The investment comes to $2,000, but when it comes to dealing with the dollars and cents, we have 2 options. Option A is if you just want to knock it out in one go, we give you a 10% discount, brings it down to $1,800. Option B is if it's more comfortable with you, you can put down a 50% deposit, which is $1,000, pay off the rest in 10 weekly installments of $100. Of the two, what are you leaning towards, A or B? And then you just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, sound familiar? That's exactly what we fucking do.
Yeah.
I trained into all my staff. Like, you say the fucking price and then you grab your drink bottle, you shut you up, right? You sit and you stare, right? Yeah. Like, you shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What one do you want? Shush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking agree. Yeah. Why do you think that works?
Because when they're thinking, like, if you butt in, they're actually trying to talk themselves into it.
Yeah.
And if you butt in, you actually interrupt their sales process, or their thought process, and you actually give them another objection. So every word that you give them throughout, like, explaining the product is another piece of information that they had to process, and like another potential objection.
It's decision fatigue.
Yeah, exactly.
You just literally like you're compounding the fucking decisions.
Yeah.
And like any logical human, you need time to think.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when it's a price point that's like somewhat quote unquote higher ticket.
Yeah.
Like, we charge fucking high ticket prices.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that word, high ticket.
Yeah,
we are expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a new word. There's like certain words that I like just get overused. Like
but like if you're in that higher price range that has like a little bit more of an emotional like kick in the fucking head, you need to shut up.
Yeah.
You're like, I think like what most people or like people that aren't really well trained in sales, they'll probably they start trying to convince themselves that it's worth it. So they're just like, they have to keep saying the features, benefits. It's like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah. When I closed the highest was, one, every time we increased the price, we closed higher. 2, one of the other mechanics that I had was I had a Facebook group with all the DJs, and at the end of instructors and students. And at the end of the sales call, I make a joke. I go, hey man, I'm going to add you to our Facebook group now. There's one rule, well, there's 2 rules. 1, don't like post your mixtape in there. I don't want to be one of those groups. Rule 2 is, if you get a gig that you're excited about and you don't post it in there, I'll know about it. I'll call you out in front of the group and brag for you.
Yeah.
And so we had like a whole Facebook group, which was just because our students killed it. Like seriously, like fucking, I literally still get fucking goosebumps talking about it. Like I don't even run the school anymore, and I still follow them on Instagram. They all crush it. But there's a whole Facebook group, which is the whole wall is I'm playing here. I hit that goal that I talked to Brandon about 6 weeks ago. And I did this. And so like you could hear the conviction in my voice. I was like, dude, this is the greatest school on earth. Like, why are we talking about this?
Yeah. It's like you're going or you're not. Like,
yeah. I was like, dude, you said you want to play here? Fucking student term 1 did that yesterday.
Yep.
I was like, why are we discussing this? Like, what do you need?
Yeah, I think like who said this? I think it actually might have been Hormozy, where he's like in one of his sales presentations. It's like the destination is assumed. The destination is not assumed. It's guaranteed from this point on. It's just whether you're getting there in a boat or you're fucking rowing. Like you're getting there you're getting there in a yacht or you're rowing. We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's just the price point's going to dictate the speed and the fucking quality.
Yeah, that's a good one actually.
Like we're going.
Yeah.
It's happening. I love that. All right, so business in general, growing what? 3 companies now? 4? If we count all the apps.
3.
Okay, cool. What's some of the bigger lessons you've learned along the way, and what do you wish you'd learned earlier?
There's the biggest one was there's no business problems, at least at my scale anyway. There's not really any business problems. There's just personal problems that are reflected in the business.
Yep. Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. So if you're bad at managing your money, you're probably bad at managing money in the business as well.
Yep. So
I used to be really, really bad at managing finances. Got like a couple bad statements. I was like, what the fuck? And then, the pain's useful. Because you have a bad experience, like, all right, well, I definitely don't want that experience again, and then you'll just go out of your way, hyper obsess over something to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Yep.
Now we're in the best financial position we've ever been in, just because I was like, all right, that bad statement fucking stung. Yeah. let's make sure that doesn't happen again. Build the right systems and processes and discipline to manage all of that. That was probably my biggest takeaway. And the other one is so many things I've learned. Actually, I posted on my Instagram story the other day a bunch of things I learnt on retreat, which were really, really useful.
I think I screenshotted that actually.
Yeah, I'll send you the full one. There was one thing, I like simple models for my simple mind. You might have seen that Venn diagram that I posted. So usually when you're stuck in a tough situation, you have like analysis paralysis, and you have so many different decisions and so many different variables and so many different potential outcomes. So if you just whittle it down to a Venn diagram where circle A is what can be done, circle B is what should be done, you just want to focus on the cross section. Because if it's what can be done but it shouldn't be done, it's just a distraction. And if it's what should be done but just can't be done, then it's just not an option now. So just detach from it.
Fucking spin the wheels.
Yeah, just let it go. Can't be done. So you just want to focus on the cross section of what can be done, what should be done, and the answer's somewhere there. And in wartime, there's no good decisions. There's just shit decisions and less shitty decisions.
I attest to that massively, man. Like we went through a big shift in our business pretty recently, and like we had a fucking like whiteboards on whiteboards and it was literally just labeled damage control.
Yep.
Every fucking thing on there was shit.
Yeah.
But there were some that were less shit,
yeah,
and they paid off like massively.
Yeah.
It was stressful.
Yeah, exactly.
But like shit and less shit. I love that. I think that's great. What do you think you would have helped you the most if you had learned it earlier?
Managing finance for me personally, like all like the money, the cash and the money is the lifeblood of your business. So if you bleed out, you're dead.
Yep.
So you got to manage that properly. If you're bleeding anywhere, you got to manage that. So like all of your problems, it stems from the money. It's either solved by or caused by somewhere in the bank account.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the zero account.
Yep. Yeah. That's actually a fair thought process.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people obsess over like process and like work ethic and hustle and all that kind of shit. But
it's all just like mental masturbation. And like it was hard for me too because I failed accounting 100 twice at university. I literally don't think I could have gotten a lower score.
I can't math.
Yeah, dude, fuck.
I suck.
Yeah. I'm a DJ, so I can only count to 4. So, wait, what? Now I can count to 5. Yeah. But like, yeah, like I failed accounting 100 twice at university. Never, technically never passed because I dropped out. And so whenever anyone would bring up finance, my walls would just go up. It would attack my ego. Like, don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
And so like whenever mum would talk about money, I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
And then, but if you just leave it in the dark, it's going to fucking, some stuff's going to build up. You just got to shine a little bit of light on it and go, just not fucking bad. And just like tackle it and just embrace being a beginner.
Do you think you're pretty open to talk about money now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that just comes with like time in business, or is it financial? I guess we'll call it financial status in business.
I think it's more time in business. I'm pretty detached from money.
Yeah,
so
same.
at the end of the day, I just look at it like a scoreboard. Whereas I think a lot of people, I'm going to make a blanket statement. It might offend some people. Maybe some people don't like talking about money because they're not as good at it.
Yep.
And so just like me, I don't want to talk about like accounting because I'm fucking bad at accounting.
Yeah.
So some people like aren't good at money. They want to talk about money, or they consider it rude to talk about money. It's just a scoreboard. It's not even real. Like I think I read in a book somewhere that like out of all the value in the world, only like 25% or something. I'm going to get that stat wrong, but like only 25% of it actually exists as cash.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise
It's not real. It's just made up. We all just agreed on it.
Yeah. Fuck. What a shit agreement. That's dumb. Yeah. Okay. I think that's very helpful for a lot of people, because I think just even in the small businesses that I talk to, they've like price resistant to increasing their price because they're just not comfortable with value and money, etc. But then also when they start making it, like, fuck, do I deserve this? And it's like, just fucking trade it.
Yeah.
Just like trade your skill set, get the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Very simple. What's next for Branding Willington, bro? You've obviously got a lot of things in the works.
Well, in 4 days, 3 or 4 days, we're like pre-selling journal thingy, which is the app I was talking to you about the other day. That's going to be really, really good fun. The reason that came about is so I've journaled like religiously for like half a decade. I have like a whole shelf of like all my journals for the last like 5 years. And it's helped me a lot becoming better. I used to be a fucking piece of shit. I just just floated around Earth basically is what I did. I just did whatever I want, didn't pay any repercussions. Well, I did. It was just long term and health and relationships and things like that. But now I like planning my life out purposely. And I talked to a bunch of my friends about journaling, and they're like, yeah, I know I should. I just like don't, and I like stare down at the blank page. I don't know what to write. That's my favorite one. Don't know what to write. I wish there was like I need like prompts, and I'm staring down at a blank page. So I came up with some like features. Basically, it's like the bullet journal.
Yeah.
Like that's what I use. And so it's basically a digital bullet journal, but you can just drag and drop widgets onto your template. Maybe it's a countdown timer, long form text, a list for like to-do lists and like habit trackers and goals and things like that. And whatever template you were using the day before, the next day will just automatically duplicate. So all your prompts are immediately there. And we're in the process of building it right now. It's barely usable, and it's so fucking ugly because my mate's building it and he doesn't know fucking blue from green. But he's a really good developer.
Yeah.
We were going to launch in December, but the idea came to me in a nap. I was like, all right, we're bootstrapping this thing. We're not getting VC funding. We're not getting investors. I'm not a fucking millionaire because I'm bad at managing finances. And I'm like, I want to bootstrap this thing. So sometimes it's not your resources, it's your resourcefulness. And so I was like, I could pre-sell this thing. So I posted on my Instagram story the other day. I'm like, look, Black Friday's coming up. I'm going to do early access and lifetime access for like a single payment. You'll be the first users, which means I'm going to be hitting you up about features you want all the fucking time. And it's going to be on Friday. So just if you want to be on the waiting list, hit here and I'll email you when it's live, and we'll like pre-sell it. I haven't decided on a price yet right now. It'll be very low. It'll be the lowest it'll ever be, and you get early access and lifetime access, premium features for all the future versions of it.
How long is that early access open for?
It'll just be Black Friday. It'll just be the single day.
Cool.
So it'll just be like the 24 hours.
This will be up Sunday.
Okay, cool. Whatever.
Do you want to bang a little code?
Yeah, all right. The code will be... I don't know if I can do a code. Okay.
We'll figure something out if we can get you access.
All right, fuck it. The code will just be like... Cancel Wilco. There we go.
Done.
I own that domain name. I tried to sell it to my ex-girlfriend, but
did you buy it?
Nah. She does my bookkeeping. So
that's great.
All right, the code will be cancel Wilco, and then you sure you can.
We'll figure if we can get you access.
Yeah.
For the Black Friday thingy. He can figure it out.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just deal with it later. We're still trying to build the app, let alone build the sales page right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be really great. And yeah, basically we're just going to reinvest that money into ads because I've validated the marketing like really early on with that landing page, which is just a template I made in Webflow. I ran some really basic bitch ads on Facebook and Instagram, got people opting in for free trials for like $4 or $5.
Sick.
So validate the idea, market wants it, marketing works. Now we've got to build it and keep people happy, make it better.
Okay.
So
actually, that actually sparks a question. Do you think small business should test marketing early?
Yeah.
Before they essentially are ready to market and take acquisition?
I'm a big
proponent.
That's the word. Yeah. Of like sell it before it's ready, or before sell it before you build it. So that like landing page I made, I was like, all right, before we go to all the effort of building this fucking app, let's just see if people want it first.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like with the Institute as well, I was like, all right, let's see if people want to learn DJ clubs in an actual club. I had a pretty good feeling about it. It was a pretty good, strong offering. Week 1 of the syllabus didn't exist until the day before the week 1 lesson. It's just like, until someone buys it, you don't have, like, the market votes with its dollars, and until someone actually gives you their dollars, you got 0 votes.
Yep. I agree. I think I try and teach this all the time with like anyone I fucking talk to, whether it be in business or they're just setting up some fucking side thing or whatever. MVP, minimal viable product.
Yep.
Don't go fucking spending all this time, money, effort to build this fucking monstrous thing that's going to change.
Yep.
And no one likes.
Exactly. Yeah, I had like a tutoring company. It's a failed. And that was my big lesson. I knew you'd sell it before you build it. And I didn't listen to myself. I was like, nah, got a good feeling about it. The education system sucks. I'm going to make it better. Everyone's going to be smart. It's going to be sick. And then spent like months and like thousands and like building out the product and getting like the software and the teachers and blah, 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 blah. And then I didn't sell any. It was like too high a price point. I'd like this service I wanted delivered, like market just didn't want to pay it. I couldn't sell any.
Yeah, fuck.
And I was like, oh, God damn it. So I think it's 6 months or whatever. I don't know. Maybe also the economics of it don't really work out, which is kind of sad because I really value education and like the education system sucks. Okay. But it is what it is. It's just the economy. Well, the economics of it, there's fucking thousands of students and hundreds of thousands of students and tens of thousands of teachers.
Yeah.
Economics just don't work out.
Yeah.
But what it is.
Okay. I fucking agree on that. Just side note. What's some of the things you've learned from being a digital agency that people can start to apply straight away? What are some of the
Stop listening to your feelings and look at the numbers.
Yeah.
It's really common in business owners. I'm the fucking same. So I feel like my marketing's not working. I feel like this ad isn't right and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And every now and then we'll have to like show the business owner the report and like, that's what the number says. Like you want to make more money than you spend on us on your ads. That's what the number says.
Yeah.
Very, especially when it's your business, like it's your fucking baby, basically. Like it's very emotional. Like you spend years building this fucking thing. You've like cried over it, put money into it, lost team members, lost friends and family and things like that. And so you're very emotionally attached to your business. And so it's hard to like pull yourself back detach and look at the numbers and go, oh, okay, that's what's working. That's what's not working.
Yeah. I think that's where a lot of people get too obsessed with the product rather than the actual prospect.
Yeah.
And like they don't know what their people actually want or buy or what they click on.
Yeah. They just get like obsessed with like, what's a cool feature?
Or like, what's our brand? Like I think a lot of people, like you probably come across this a lot, is a lot of people are very obsessed with like brand equity and like what they've built, which yes, you still need to pay homage to. You can't do anything like crazy left of center, but like if the psychology of the people that buy your product and their entry level into like their customer journey with you is not aligned with your brand of what they become, you need to accept that and go, well, fuck, what are they actually going to click? What are they going to buy? And then give them the shit they need later.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
How do you coach that into people, or how do you get people to fucking deal with that?
It's really a really slow process, and it's a lot of digital marketing. Like a lot of the results we get are actually just a result of the relationship with the client, being able to coach them through that and building trust. Yep. Like if we don't hear from a client for a couple of months, we get real nervous because they're probably going to churn.
Yeah.
When they're talking to us heaps, we're like, sweet, like they're engaged, they're actively like trying to do things and blah, 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 blah. Yep. We don't hear from someone for a while. We're like, oh, fuck, like, what have we done? Mm-hmm. Or like, they're just like getting cold feet and things like that. A lot of it's like the relationship. So like our account, like usually the typical agency model is you have like the client, an account manager, which is essentially a salesperson that doesn't know anything about advertising, and then the actual like specialist. Yep. The specialist is the account manager. Okay, so the person doing the clicking and typing and seeing the results and the data is the person communicating with the client and saying, like, hey, this is what's working, this is what's not working, and why. Yep. And that's a little bit hard because it means we had to find people that aren't just like, usually people are like, they're either like a techie person that just wants to look at the laptop or they're a people person.
Yeah.
Hard to find both. So, having those people skills and those technical skills, not just being a salesperson or or a specialist. And trying to, again, that Venn diagram, that happy cross section, that's kind of hard. But it comes with communication with the client.
Yeah, I think that's something that we've struggled with the most, of like having that trident, like the pitchfork of like sales, people person, and tech.
Oh, sick.
Because we use a lot, like obviously, of tech in our business. It's like it's to get someone that like is tech oriented, people person, and sales.
Yeah.
I don't think there's. I think probably Pat's probably the closest now moving towards it, but he initially was not a people person.
Yeah.
And just trying to coach that pitchfork into someone that can actually just be a demon in the business.
Yeah.
Hard.
That's cool. It's a cool analogy. I like that pitchfork thing. Let's steal that later.
Yeah, that's fine. It's yours. Copyright it. Done. Man, what's where can people find you? What else do you want to plug? And let's just go.
Nah, so like where you is just like whereyou.com.au. It's spelt like a drunk text message. So it's just where and then the letter U. My Instagram is wilco.onlychild, but the O is find in the description.
We'll bang it below.
Journal thingy. Just go to journalthingy.app. That's going to be really fucking cool. So if you're a person that knows you should journal, but you like struggle to build the habit and you can't do it consistently, like really love you to check it out. And all the early users are like, I need to talk to you guys about adding features and what you like, what you don't like. Because at the end of the day, you guys you're the ones using it. I'm just one data point. So a feature I think I want, again, I'm one data point. So only listen to the group. I think that's all the shit I want to plug. But yeah, and
Sick.
And Industry Sets, the online education company. So we didn't even talk about that. But if you're an electronic music producer, you want to create more opportunities for yourself, get signed to bigger labels and things like that. That's one of my portfolio businesses. So that's just like industry-set.com and check that out if you're a music producer.
Sick. Man, thanks for coming. This was actually a fucking cool chat. We went a lot of places. We were fucking here, there, and everywhere, but I think there's some fucking cool nuggets in here.
Yeah.
I want to say thanks for your time, and
thanks, bro.
we'll definitely talk soon.
Fuck yeah, I'll see you in person, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.